Hi. Hi.
Hi everyone.
Hi. Hello. Hoi. Hello. Welcome to our Sunday program. Hello. I was trying. Oh, this looks right. And now it looks shiter. Never mind. We're just gonna skip that part. So I've been trying to read this text, where is it? Here, this one, for 3 hours now, and it's not working at all. It's also Sunday afternoon, so I'm not sure why I'm thinking it should work, because it never does. But yet, each Sunday, here I am trying. There is several reasons why right now is not the time for me to read this, but one reason is that I am distracted by a negative feeling, which has nothing to do with this task of reading, and I want to talk about something that usually helps me, or sometimes helps me, reshift my focus. Because the thing is, whenever something happens in my life, in one aspect of it, imagine you having a fight with somebody and it really makes you sad and upset, but then you're sitting at work and there's just no way that you can resolve that situation right now. And yet you are there at work, and obviously you have a very hard time focusing on that. I'm not sure if everybody experiences it that way. I'm pretty sure they don't, because I feel like if everybody felt as consumed as I usually do, then one would take more steps into solving it faster. So I'm assuming this has to do with the ADHD talent of hyperfocusing. And that's something that's really bothersome to me, because this can last for days. And it's not only that you're not able to enjoy stuff because your mind is busy with negative things, and that's already bad. Being so consumed by a feeling stops me from doing the work that I need to be doing. It stops me from reading when I'm supposed to be reading. It has a negative impact not only on my emotional state, it just has a negative effect on how my week is going. And I've been going through that in the last week, and I've been trying to apply this method. On one hand, I'm a very visual person, but also, visual in the sense of, for example, I was always a big fan of this thought ritual of taking something that you want to put away, like mentally you want to put it away, opening a drawer in your head and being like, okay, I'm putting it in and I'm closing it. For some reason, that ritual in my head truly helps me. This obviously won't make the problem go away, but it will enable you, hopefully, to still go through life, because we have to. Life has so many aspects. We can't just stop everything just because one aspect is right now making us a little sad. I like to think of myself, there's several versions of me. I shouldn't say versions, it's there's different sides of me. A student Maike, a daughter Maike, a friend Maike, a close friend Maike, girlfriend Maike, there is a co-worker Maike, there is a co-worker for each office Maike. Thinking of myself in these different manifestations of what's going on in that very moment. Right now, I'm YouTube Maike. That doesn't change my behavior, but that's just where my focus is at right now. Now, when I'm at university and I'm sitting in a seminar or whatever, and I'm supposed to be focusing on the content of the seminar, and instead I'm hyper-focusing on the fight I had, which doesn't have anything to do with student Maike, that's a moment where I ask myself, which one should be in control and at the forefront? Because it's still girlfriend Maike, the one that's upset right now. And we all understand that she is, but we can't do anything about that right now. And student Maike needs our attention and our focus and all our resources. So I imagine them sitting around at a parliament table in my head, and they're just listen, we all understand and love each other, and we're all part of this whole thing, and it needs all of us too, but we have different responsibilities and different duties, and right now we're sitting in class and we need student Maike to be the one deciding where the focus goes. So it's this type of visualization helps me to switch a flip between, oh, okay. And I don't know how that works, because when I'm so deep in my feelings about a thing that's been because unresolved things are the worst, right? Like unfinished things are the worst. If I had a fight like with somebody yesterday and then we solved it, but it was super intense or whatever, do you think I care? No, shit's over, shit's done, bye. But like if something's still unresolved, even if it's a smaller thing that doesn't task me that much, task me? Sorry about that. We're back and I'm wearing a hat. As I was saying, it's mainly unresolved the boobs up there. It's mainly unresolved things that have this emotional impact on me, and it's just not very helpful or productive to do that because I can't do anything about it in that moment. If it's something that happened at work, now I'm sitting at home. I don't have access to that thing and I cannot do anything about it, and it's so exhausting. And in addition to that, you're not doing your homework, you're not doing what student you has to be doing or whatever, so it's overall a bad situation. Going through all the me's that are in my head and then designating the person that's now in charge, that really helps me. And it's also important to me to stress that I'm not trying to block this other, like the feeling part of me out in that moment. Like we're just postponing it, because that's what I used to be doing. I used to think that I would just have to tell myself over and over again that I was overreacting. Even if I didn't think I was overreacting to the fight in the first place, sitting in class and having to think about it all the time, that seemed like overreacting to me. Now I don't look at it that way anymore. It's just that I kept this person, like whoever was hurt in that moment, I kept that one in the driver's seat and I didn't change that. So now we're still going in that one, and that one is hurt. So yeah, she's gonna think about that all the time. It doesn't care about morphology. It's just a problem of who is in charge right now. The situation demands us to be student, in my case, so let's put that lady in front. When I can sense my mind going in that one direction and just mulling over things and doing that and that again, which is in and of itself usually not very productive for yourself, but also in that moment I'm supposed to be reading a book. I have a presentation next week. Did that make sense? Is that, I don't know. It really helps me, and it's just a reframing situation. It's a literal change of perspective. Sometimes it's harder to do, and then I write a little post-it note and put it on my computer to remind me to do that, because of course I forget. You need reminders to come up with, oh shit, we didn't change, so that's the problem. And I think that's also to come back to the initial thing I said about it being Sunday afternoon and me trying to prepare for a presentation. I think in those moments when I just want to start reading something, but I'm also have like YouTube going and I'm watching somebody or just listening to somebody in the background, because I don't really like that at home Mike, the one that's like trying to just chill and relax and have Sunday, she's not willing to give up the seat to the student one, and I think that's why at the end they're both not satisfied. Me now making this video, I just realized I cannot just use this as a tool to get me out of negative hyperfocusing, but it can also maybe in general give me more clarity on what I want to do in a particular moment or unit of the day. Yeah, it works really well. If you're already a unit person, then you can just be like, oh, that's her unit, that's her unit, that's her unit. So I hope it helps you too. By the way, this, why this eyeliner looks like this, it's because if you have, is it called hooded eyes? Like the eye that just goes back into your, you know what I mean? Skull. I was just to draw a normal eyeliner, then that would look wonky. But like this, it doesn't. That's the trick. I don't know. Okay, bye.